Right now, this weekend, there are tournaments happening all over the country. Club soccer, travel baseball, club volleyball, AAU basketball. And if your son or daughter's in middle school, you're feeling it. Another parent's talking about how their kid already got interest from a college coach. You saw a post this week, blessed to receive an offer from XYZ University, and your seventh grader's 12 years old, and you're thinking, are we behind? Should we be doing more? Am I missing something? Well, I want to talk to you directly today because you're not behind, because you might be chasing the wrong thing. And I've been exactly where you are right now. And I'm Coach Keith Mondillo. And I've been an NCAA head coach and director of athletics for 31 years. I've recruited hundreds of athletes. I sat in living rooms, watched hours of film, made offers to families just like yours. I know exactly how this process works from the inside. But here's what makes my perspective a little different. I wasn't just the coach on the other side of the desk. I was the dad on the sidelines. I coached my son in AAU basketball and travel baseball for 8 years. I sat in those bleachers, sitting right where you are right now. And I had the same conversations in the same parking lots. And I felt that same pressure. So when I tell you to slow down, I'm not saying it as someone who's never been in your shoes. I'm saying it as someone who's been in both seats. And what I learned in both of those seats changed how I think about this entire process. But real quick, before we get into this, if you want a free resource to help you get started the right way, grab my free college recruiting Jumpstart pack. The link is in the description, it's in my bio, or just go to keithmondillo.com. There's no cost, just grab it. Here's what I need you to understand about those tournaments that your kid is playing in right now. No college coaches are there evaluating your middle schooler, not for your seventh grader, not for your eighth grader. NCAA rules do not allow divisions 1, 2, and 3 coaches to initiate recruiting contact with middle school athletes. They cannot send materials, they cannot call, and they cannot text. They cannot extend real offers. That's how all this works. Now, let's talk about those social media posts. Blessed to receive an offer from XYZ University. Here's what you don't see. You don't see that no coach spoke directly to that athlete. You don't see that many of those offers are verbal, non binding, and quietly disappear by 10th grade. You don't see that some of those posts are written by parents and not recruits. Some programs use early social media buzz as a marketing tool, not a real recruiting action. And some kids post offers they didn't actually receive. I've seen it. It's more common than you think. That post you're comparing your family to might not even be real. Here's something else I want you to sit with. Most of the athletes at the tournaments this weekend are going to be Division 2 and 3 players. And that's not a negative thing. Division 2 and 3 is where a vast majority of college athletes compete. It's where most of the real opportunities are. And those coaches don't seriously begin evaluating athletes until sophomore or junior year of high school. The pressure you're feeling right now on that sideline, it's not coming from college coaches. It's coming from the culture around you. Let me teach you something most families don't understand until it's too late. There's a big difference between interest, evaluation, and recruitment. They are not the same thing. Interest is informal. A coach sees a young athlete at a tournament, hears a name from a trusted source, and adds them to their watch list. That can happen early, but it means almost nothing at this stage. Evaluation is when a coach starts watching film, attending games, asking questions about a player's character and grades. That typically doesn't begin until sophomore year. Recruitment is formal. That's when a coach communicates directly, invites campus visits, discuss roster spots, and financial aid. That doesn't legally begin until high school, and it peaks during junior and senior year. If your eighth grader heard something from a third party or got mentioned online, that's not recruitment. It's just chatter, and chatter doesn't get anyone into college. And here's one of the most important things that I've learned in 31 years of coaching and recruiting. The best seventh grader is not always the best senior. The most talked about eighth grader does not always become the best college athlete. I've seen it over and over. A kid dominates in middle school, wins local MVPs, and parents start planning around it. And then by junior year, that same kid has disappeared. Why? Because they were an early bloomer, not a long term builder. They chase dominance instead of development. The athletes who go on to play in college, especially at the Division two and three levels, are not the ones who peaked at 13. They're the ones who were building slowly and steadily. Their families played the long game. And here's something college coaches love that most parents overlook at this age: multi sport athletes. The kids who played soccer and basketball, baseball and football, volleyball and track. Those athletes move better, they adapt faster, and they are more coachable. Patrick Mahomes played baseball, basketball, and football all throughout high school. Kawhi Leonard was a wide receiver before he focused on basketball. Elena Deladon was an All American volleyball player before she chose basketball. Versatility wins. Specialization at 12 rarely does. So if college coaches aren't there, those offers aren't real, and middle school stats don't determine anything, well, what does matter this weekend? Watch how your kid responds when things get hard. Watch what happens when they sit the bench, miss a shot, lose a game they should have won. Watch how they treat their teammates when no one's keeping the score. Watch whether they're still having fun, because the mindset they are building right now, the habits they're forming, the love they have for the game, that's what college coaches will actually care about in 3 or 4 years. I've never once offered a spot on my roster based on a seventh grade stat sheet, but I have passed on talented athletes who were uncoachable, who lacked toughness, and who stopped growing. And here's one question that tells me everything about a youth program. When I ask a club coach, how do you define success for your athlete? Listen to the answer. If they say wins, scholarships, rankings, and trophies, walk away fast. If they say skill growth, confidence, character, long term development, you found the right place for your child. And your job as a parent this weekend: enjoy the game. On the way home, say this and only this: I love watching you play. That's it. Don't talk about the lineup. Don't rehash the mistakes. And don't bring up the kid on the other team who just committed somewhere. That one sentence does more for your child's development than any tournament entry fee ever will. The families who win the recruiting process are not the ones who started the earliest. They are not the ones who spent the most money on the showcases. They are the ones who had clarity, who understood what mattered at each stage, who didn't make panic decisions in seventh grade that cost them time, money, and their kids' love for the game. I've watched it on both sides. As a coach who recruits, readiness wins over exposure every single time. And as a dad who stood on the same sidelines you're standing on right now, the best thing I ever did for my son was let him play for fun when he was young. He moved to a less prestigious team in middle school because his friends were there and it was more fun. We said yes. He went on to play 4 years of varsity basketball in high school, started as a junior and senior, was named all conference, and had multiple offers at the Division three level. He didn't burn out. He didn't resent the process. He built a foundation that lasted because we didn't rush it. That is what I want for your family. If you're at a tournament this weekend and you're feeling the noise, I want to point you to something that cuts through all of it. It's called the Starter Kit Bundle, built specifically for families with middle school or early high school athletes. It includes 2 guides. The first is the Early Years Playbook. It covers everything we just talked about today: the myths about early recruiting, what college coaches actually look for and when, how to choose the right club environment, and how to support your athlete without adding pressure. A grade by grade timeline so you always know what to focus on. The second book is the Parents Recruiting Survival Guide. This one's about you. It walks you through the 5 critical mistakes that derail most families before recruiting even starts. How to think clearly, how to communicate effectively, how to avoid becoming the parent that coaches quietly steer around. The bundle also includes a 30-minute masterclass video that breaks down what early recruiting actually is and what it isn't. You can get the starter kit bundle for less than a single tournament entry fee, and it will do more for your family's recruiting journey than most of those tournaments will at this age. The link is in the description below, it's in my bio, or just go to keithmondillo.com. And if you're not ready for the bundle yet, that's okay. Start with the free recruiting Jumpstart pack. Either way, you're in the right place. And again, I am not a recruiting service. I'm an educational organization that guides families through the athletic recruiting process. I'm Coach Keith Mondillo. Enjoy the tournament this weekend. Cheer loud, drive home quietly. That's the play. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.